Hello. We hear good? Looks like everything is working. What's up, everyone? We hear the amazing sounds of this mashup. Got any JoJo fans in the chat? I'm not one of them, but this is a good mashup. Hello, Hexadoob. Hello, Mike Sito. That is not how you say that. All good? Okay. I think we're about to just get going here. Let me explain what the plan is for today. So, and let me know if there's any audio issues. I think we're good. But today I'm going to try to, well, I'm going to make the thumbnail for the new video. And I have a plan A and a plan B here. I'm probably just gonna do both. Plan A is like right here, is making the thumbnail kind of like the actual thumbnail for the Pop Stars music video, because either way it's just going to be a parody of an existing thumbnail. It's going to either be a parody of the Pop Stars thumbnail, and you can do that in a couple different ways, you can see down here, or it's going to be a parody of the Rap God thumbnail, which the title is already going to be. So, and that's just going to be like Corona wearing glasses. That's the plan. Anyway. Yes, T-pose is starting dominance. This isn't even a T-pose, guys. This is an A-pose. Get your alphabet right. So, let's just start with the first one, because that sounds easier. So I have different shots down here. This is how I made this thumbnail for this one. Look at that. I guess I'll leave it. Why not? So, let's get going here. Only watched the first 3 seasons of JoJo. Isn't that like... How many episodes is that? Isn't it like 90 episodes the first 3 seasons? I don't know. That could be completely wrong. More like 50 or something. I have no idea. It has one hell of a start, I'll say that. It's apparently the beginning of JoJo is like notorious for like not being amazing compared to the rest of the show. So I remember they were like airing it on Adult Swim or whatever. And there's a lot of people that just were not a fan of it at the time because it just does not have the best start in the world. It's kind of strange. Hello. Hello, Creamy. Definitely one of those two, maybe. I have to get my reference open here on my monitor. And not cover chat, preferably. Just read part 6, that's all you need. I hear that, yeah, the manga is supposedly very, very good. From what I've heard. Okay, let's actually get our camera how it should be here. If we're copying it like 1-to-1 here. First of all, I don't think I'm... Should I bother putting Corona in a suit? Would that be worth it? I don't know. I don't know about that one. It'd be a pain in the butt. Maybe it would be worth it. Let me change the color of this because this hurts my eyes. That's a little bit better. I'm gonna turn off the lights for now. There we go. It's so clear now. So let's try to move her forward just as Eminem is here. Lift her head up. Like so. I'm starting to notice something about this whole YouTube streaming business. It takes so long. I've been trying to get this stream started for like almost an hour. It's stupid. And that's mostly because I'm a perfectionist, but compared to something like Twitch, where there's no expectations for having the right tags in your video. You don't need a thumbnail. You don't need to have explain what you're doing in the description. It's stupid. Just how much it's not necessarily stupid. It's just the way, it's just a different way of doing things. Really, when you're streaming on Twitch, it's more like you're, at least from what I've seen, I've never done it before yet, but it's more, it seems like a lot more of a chill environment, whereas on YouTube they're kind of expecting you, maybe not necessarily, but from what most YouTube streams I've seen, they're kind of expecting you to put a little bit more effort into your presentation, like up front, before they even click on your stream, whereas on Twitch, you're not, the thumbnail is the stream itself. The thumbnail is what you're actually doing, which makes a lot more sense in my opinion. I don't know. There's my rant. And it sucks because I love making thumbnails. That's like that. I would not be exaggerating. Look at that sweat. I wouldn't be exaggerating when I say that it's one of my favorite parts of making a video is making the thumbnails. So it's not like I hate making thumbnails. It's just if my goal is to stream as much as I can just to get that experience that I want so badly in, and maybe I should be exploring Twitch. Who knows? I really doubt that I'm going to avoid it for that much longer. Plus on YouTube, you're kind of expected, you're kind of locked into doing one thing per channel. So it's like, if you have an animation channel that uploads videos of games, the algorithm's going to hate you. Whereas if your animation channel just uploads animations and nothing else, the algorithm will be much more pleased with that. Whereas on Twitch, you can live stream creative and games content and switch between them constantly, and it doesn't even matter. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, no tags. I don't even think I added tags to this video. Again, did I? 100% give her a suit. Yeah, we'll have to try it. We'll have to try it. I'm probably not going to do the background of Rap God in SFM because that'd be a nightmare. I'll probably just do that in Photoshop. It's very complicated, actually. It just looks like a bunch of lines, but that's a pain in the ass to do in 3D. And this is so simple. I didn't even... Yeah, this is... Let's see here. Get a little bit of energy into this. There's so little going on right now. I think I'm taking this a little bit too literally. We should be doing something with her hands here. I like how her face is looking right now. A lot. Maybe we should change the shape of her mouth a little bit. I want to see them do the club. What is the club penguin dance? I'm gonna be real with you guys. I've never played club penguin. I guess I'm just an uncultured swine like that. There's a strong ch sound in my reference here coming out of that mouth. Something like that. Maybe we should make her a little bit more cruel looking. Yeah, that looks kind of odd. And again, we can just edit all this in Photoshop later. Get very, very, very specific. Yeah, I don't even know if you can edit these parts of the eyes individually on this model without editing everything else. Maybe she could just be smiling here. I don't know. Let's get her arms doing something here. This is way too basic. Plus this is a YouTube thumbnail. We have room to the sides here. 16 by 9. Let's see here. Could do a peace sign. Could do a more traditional wrapping thing here. This is ending up being a lot easier than I was thinking for this one. Like, yeah, it could work, but it's also kind of boring, so we have to... If we just literally copy the pose, it's very, very uninteresting. Maybe she should, like, not be having her hand that extended, but keeping it close to her. Like this. It's like this. Maybe she should be doing a peace sign as well, rather than... So many different things we could do here. Something that I used to do when I made thumbnails was that I would like cut this shot up into a million sub shots and just try. Maybe we should do that now. Just try a bunch of different ideas and then just switch between them. Before I really settled on anything. That usually ended pretty well. You're back. What did you miss? You missed absolutely nothing. Yeah, let's put this in a peace sign. Let's try it. Let's try it. See, this spend 4 hours in the background in Photoshop. You kid, but that's not usually too far from the truth. Making, like, for these thumbnails, just making vertical lines like this, I cannot tell you how difficult that was. Apparently that's just technology that is too advanced for Photoshop by normal means. You have to do some Lovecraftian sorcery to ensure that that's a thing you can get in a thumbnail. I don't know why vertical lines are like the hardest thing for to make in a photo editing software, but it always is. Even horizontal lines can be difficult, which is stupid. Unless you're just repeating it by hand. I'm noticing that if I'm looking at this in like the small view, I'm not even seeing. I don't think I'm going to be as zoomed out as this original one is. I'll tighten my field of view more. Like this. This down. Make it extremely clear what her hands are doing. Just copy the wrapped up thumbnail into the background with Eminem's shoulders sticking out from behind Girl. You're just angry. What the hell are you doing in my thumbnail? Just completely copy and paste her in front of it. That's brilliant. Okay. Okay. I'm just fiddling here. This is good enough for attempt 1. Alright. Now let's do try 2. This time we'll make it so, and I can save that as a clip so we can go back to it. This time, let's do a more traditional, shall we say. Let's rotate her a little bit. And get her arm closer to the camera this time, more extended. Ooh, ooh. I'm so sad that the fingers in this model are just so messed up. And maybe you'll see later with Okayu, but it's just this model. These fingers are not normally this bad in this program. It's just because, I don't know, I doubt the official model is that bad. Maybe it is, but I feel like something must have gone wrong in the process of porting the official model to this program that messed up the fingers one way or another, because it seems very very problematic. Having a little bit of that in the fingers isn't usually a huge deal, but this is really bad. It should not be doing this, okay? It's too much. It's too much. So for this one, I'm just gonna have... Whoop. Something like this. Along those lines. By the way, has anyone here watched her Papers, Please stream? It is so good. It is so funny. She is so cruel. You would not want to meet Rone at Customs, let me tell you. Let me tell you. She's a stern, strict dictator. It's so funny because every single time a new customer in line comes during that stream, she'll just be like talking super politely and casually, and every single time a new customer comes, she goes like, "Next!" It's so funny. Oh my god. She's got a lot of those too. I think there's like 3 of them. Looks like someone put air in a glove. Yeah, it looks bad. If you want a classic grade A Corone English, I would highly recommend those Papers, Please streams. They're very good. You don't really need to understand that much Japanese to understand what the hell's going on if you know the context of the game. Okay, this is kind of lame. Let's make it so that her hand's rotating down like this. Then, kind of doing like the Spider-Man web slinging thing. That wasn't my intention. Let's see. Seen clips and it was very funny. Yeah, you could probably just watch clips of it and get the gist for the most part, but it's so funny. Watched her, what's that game called again? I think it's like Boy and His Blob. I watched her stream of that too. I listened to most of it, but I watched some of it. It was very funny. Not as good as Papers, Please though. Cora did multiple Papers, Please streams as well. They were also good. So if you like that crazy rabbit, you might want to check those out as well. Yeah, this is better. Okay. And for those wondering, the video itself is probably 90 to 95% done right now. Like, if we looked at the timeline, what I'm mousing over right now, I've made all the shots that are finished green and the ones that are not finished red, and it's like 95% green. So that video is going to come out in, what, a few days? I'm not going to make any promises. Soon! You shall see the final product very soon. I guess that's pretty much to be expected if I'm making the thumbnail. But there you go. I'm very, very, very happy with where it is right now. It is definitely the strongest thing I've made animation-wise by a mile. It's improved a lot since the last stream, for sure. Something like this. Yeah, and maybe we can do her hair like this, so there's some implied motion like that. God, her hair looks so good on this model. It bends so beautifully. There we be. Particularly excited about this new video because it's going to be one of the first videos that will be very viable on non-YouTube platforms. I can actually post it like to Twitter and stuff, and it'll probably actually get a decent amount of attention compared to, like, I don't know, my other videos would, because it's a lot, having something very, very short like that works a lot better on platforms like that rather than like a 3-minute music video that will get copyright muted, because that's how Twitter play like. And I want to try uploading it to TikTok. That's going to be a first for me. I noticed that the amazing animations by Too Many Snacks are all on TikTok, and they are doing very, very, very well there, as they should be, because they're hilarious and awesome. You guys have seen those Too Many Snacks animations, right? I think it's called Too Many Snacks. Oh god, I hope that name's not wrong. I'm double checking. Too Many Snacks. Oh, I hope it. Yeah, Too Many Snacks, but the number 2. I was right. I was right. Nice. Yeah, she did the original Ekum Bookum animation. Hello, Taradix999. So where did you guys find the stream this time? I'm always curious about that. Did YouTube push you a notification, or was it in your recommended? That seems to be the popular one. Okay, this is probably good enough for now. Let's move on to the KDA one. This is just so simple. I don't know how to make this that much more interesting for the moment. Let's leave this be. For now. Now, let's go to KDA. I think we should start with the middle here. I really like the idea of, God, who would be in the back? Of this one right here. I think we should start with that one. I really like the idea of them, like, leaning onto each other. That sounds very, very kawaii. So let's delete this. Let's turn off the lights for now. How are you? I'm good, Tardix. Tardix. Second time to try. Received a notification. Oh my god! YouTube did what it was supposed to do. I don't really ask for people to turn on notifications. I really should, though. I think that's not a horrible idea. I don't think I've ever asked for, like, hey, turn on that bell. Like every other YouTuber on the planet does, for a pretty good reason. Especially consider I'm so stringent on what I actually do end up uploading. I think that'd be a pretty reasonable request. Okay, so okay, first of all, we'll get Karani in position. We're doing this one right now, fellas. This one in the middle. Let's rotate it like this. In my recommended, yeah. Nice. I'll take it. Okay. And I didn't set the release date for this animation to be August 20th. January 20th for no reason. That is when this semester starts, and I'm going to be very, very busy with all the college business. But luckily, we're definitely going to be hitting that, from what I can tell. No problems. I didn't realize, because sometimes I will just start projects and I won't really be like keeping track of time. But I think I started tweeting exactly when I started making this project, And it's like 30 seconds. I'm sorry for all these extremely annoying Windows noises. It's like 30 seconds of animation, right? But I think I've been working on it for like almost a month now, which is unbelievable. I had no idea it would take that long. I was thinking like this would be like a 2-week project at most, and that was like pushing it. But when you're animating, like, because the entire thing about the whole animation is that's the most high fidelity one that I've ever made. All the hair, all the expressions, every single detail is very carefully thought out, essentially for every frame. So if you do that, when you do that, apparently that takes a long time and a lot of effort. If I wanted to make like a music video with the amount of effort I've put into this animation length, let's see, that's like 30 seconds of animation. It took like a month. It would take like 5 months of working on it for like at least 3 hours a day to get to the fidelity that this video right now has. And that's assuming that I don't take longer over time because I'm trying to make it even better. Well, in theory, I should be getting faster. That's usually how it goes. But there you go. Okay. Now we're just about in place here. Let's get IU like this, leaning in, looking down. Now she's going to look at camera. Like so. And in our reference here, her shoulders are quite high. Like this. I'm going to put some water. I'm gonna move this camera in yet again. That seems to be my thing whenever I'm copying for reference or making any thumbnails, making things much closer. You're getting way close and into the face. My last 3 thumbnails have just been a face, as a matter of fact. I think it looks good, so I'm gonna keep doing it. For music videos, but maybe for this, I should pull back a little bit, like we are right now. Okay. Let's have Prone lean back. This. She is leaning into her in her little reference here. Yeah, something like this. An expression is wrong, obviously, right now. So let's make it so that she's kind of doing this, but her eyebrows are way wrong. Kind of like this. And we can just move these manually, so let's do that. Like that. Neutral. Neutral. Yeah, something like this. She's not smiling in the original, but that's fine. We can do something else here. Just a parody, doesn't need to be a one-to-one recreation. After all. It looks very odd right now. Can't wait for release. Thank you. I can't wait to release it too. I think she's actually doing something like this. This is super detail-y, and maybe we don't even need to be thinking about it that much. But whatever. Okay, so now we're facing camera like this. Her eyes looking as they should. Something like this, maybe. Maybe not. That looks a little weird. A little bit. Shoulders actually like this. Okay, now let's actually get her touching the dog. Maybe I should kind of like this. Original one, so that means that she needs to be lower in general. Okay, this back, this down. Maybe I should. I don't even think you can see her other arms. It's probably not going to be something worth worrying about for this. Let's just put these down. I'm kind of liking how this is looking from here. This happens all the time where I'm just going to be, okay, I need to work on this thing, and I'll just kind of get distracted and think, oh, you know what? This actually looks really good like this. Maybe I should, for example, make a new camera here and keep note of this as an alternate option that I could go with instead. So now, oh, I have to make a animation set. So now I can do this and compare it to this and say, maybe I should go with this one. Yeah, and right now I am actually kind of liking that. So we're going to cut this in two and have this one be our plan B. Delete this camera and go back to this one. Have our plan A here. Delete our plan B. Let's continue trying to go with this option for the time being. Push this down. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. Shoulder. Put this down. This. You can't really see her hands at the original one. It's not like a huge point of importance necessarily. God, their hair is just all over each other. Wonder how we could cheat that. Could just do something like this. And that works. That works better than I was expecting, actually. Just pull it forward. It's a little weird from this angle, but you're not seeing it from that angle. Okay. Yeah, and actually, as a whole, in the original, they're rotated like this. Akali, I believe her name is. I don't play League, I'm sorry. It's one of those things. I don't touch MOBAs with a 10-foot pole. But my god, that game has some good skins. And I wish that's like the biggest selling point for a free-to-play game for me. I don't know why. But there you go. Probably why I was so into Fortnite for a little bit there. That game has like amazing cosmetics. And TF2, of course. The king of hats. That game invented free-to-play cosmetics. Basically, not really. I'm kind of liking this right now. This is kind of cute. Since we have all this space over here, unlike our reference here, we can do interesting things like have her tail curl a little bit, maybe. I don't know why this is called Sippo. Is that tail in Japanese and it's just literally translated? I wonder. Should she be? Yeah, she's supposed to be looking at the camera. Like this. In our original here. Like that. And maybe this is good enough for the time being. For this one, I'm thinking it looks pretty. Let's get her eyes looking where they should be. I'll just edit them manually. This. Nice. In the original, they're not doing that at all. Does that matter? Probably not. Let's just leave it. That's fine. Put this back. You don't want to be thinking about her other arm, I don't think. I like this. I like this. I feel like her arm being up like this would be better. Yeah, that's kind of working. I kind of like this. Now, yeah, let's leave that for the time being and try to do this. Just because I like how it looks. This is what I usually do when I'm making thumbnails. I just try a bunch of ideas. I don't like settling on one too early. Which happened with the Astolfo video I found. It works. The thumbnail for that video was like the first thing I tried. And I kind of regret that because it could be, I feel like it could have been better. But it also, at the same time, it kind of perfectly encapsulates what's going on in that video, so it's not something I'm super stressed about. The thing about a YouTube thumbnail is that you can change it at literally any time, so it doesn't super matter if you change your mind later. Okay, now let's rotate her head. This, I really like how Okayu is looking here. This might just be like too busy for a YouTube thumbnail. As much as I like how this is looking, it might just be a little bit too much. We'll see here. So let's turn on the bloom. Distracting. Still obsessed with that Astolfo video, not gonna lie. Thank you. I'm still obsessed with Astolfo. Believe it or not, it's only grown since that video has come out. Maybe it's because of that video and the fact that I'm reminded of its existence every single day by YouTube comments. There was some, I'm forgetting their name, unfortunately, but some YouTuber that recently gained a lot of subscribers who has a really neat channel where they do like reload videos, among other things. Apparently he put it in, like, he put the Astolfo video in a music playlist or something along those lines. No, yeah, he definitely did. I saw it. And he put the music from the video in one of his, like, airsoft videos, I believe. And because of that, the video has gotten a surge in viewership recently, which is really cool. It's always fascinating to me how that can happen on YouTube. Completely, videos that are like sometimes over a year and a half old can get a ton. See, guys, look at this. Look at these fingers. They curl like fingers. Isn't that weird? Yeah, I'm kind of liking this. That's happened so many times with, like, I had like a Game Grumps animated that got like 200,000 views in a month compared to normally getting like 1,000 a month. And I don't know why. I have absolutely no idea why that happened. But luckily, for in this case, people in the comments said, hey, this is in this guy's music playlist, which is cool to see. I think if I made the Astolfo video again today, I would definitely take more of an approach like I am with this one, where you have a lot more. One, you're looking at reference a lot more, because that's made this video so much better. But two, I'd probably also completely change the ending. Because I notice when I rewatch that video, and I rewatch my music videos all the time, by the way, when I rewatch that one, I usually stop rewatching it when it gets to like the swimsuit part. And I feel like that part doesn't super go well. It could be better, is all I'll say. There's a reason the second ending for that video is the way it was, because I felt like that was a much better way to... Oh my god, I'm quick saving way too often and SFM does not like it. I felt like that was a much better way to go with the actual beat of the music and the way the song actually goes, compared to what I actually ended up going with, which is like, it kind of has the shock value, I guess. But it kind of loses momentum, in my opinion. So I'd probably do that differently. Hi, Moxie. Oh, I wish I knew how to pronounce your name, but I know you're in my Discord and you post really cool stuff. Hello. Yes, Ubi, Pedro. Ubi. Most race Faso. Please tell me how to pronounce your name, because that's wrong. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, the swimsuit part is iconic. You're right. I think I'd do it differently nowadays. I like this. Let's see, let's compare. Yeah, I like... Which one do you guys prefer? A or B? I won't say my opinion. Gotta wait for that 8-second YouTube delay to kick in. I'll have a delicious glass of water while I wait. Thank you, Moxie. I'm glad that these are interesting to some people. I want to do them much, much more, preferably. There's a reason I was like kind of going on that Twitch versus YouTube rant at the beginning of the stream, because it's just such a pain in the butt to actually stream on YouTube like every day. That's a nightmare. You have to manage so many more things compared to just a Twitch stream where you press a button and go live. And of course, it's not that simple, but there's so many less steps. B. Okay, 3B. Okay, good. I agree with all of you. I'm definitely liking this one more. This is cute. Korone feels very Korone, and Okayu feels very Okayu-esque. Huh, interesting. I was super expecting that I'd go with one of these two, but these are kind of... I'm not a huge fan of these. Let's do one more take on this one. I think I might actually go with this one. Let's do a different pose this time. Oh my god, I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm going to either do this pose for these two or something like this. This, of course, obviously there's 4 characters, so it'd be changed significantly. I feel like this would fit better. Let's do this one. We're gonna do something like this. Okay. So these two are like this. The way I'm thinking about streaming, at the beginning of the year, I set a goal. Okay, I would like to stream once a week. That seems like a reasonable goal, even though I'm going to be a full-time student in like a week. That seems like still you can reasonably do that. But I like did the math. The way I think about streaming is the way I think about literally any other skill you build. And it's like, okay, if you put in, you put in what you get out. So if I stream, for example, literally every day compared to once a week, if I stream literally every day, I'm gonna get a lot better at streaming using OBS, talking with viewers, doing that multitasking, basically. It's not really multitasking, but I'm gonna be a lot better at that if I do it more than compared to if I do it less. Obviously, that's common sense, but there you go. But I did the math for this recently, and if I stream like once a week, the way I'm doing it now, let's see, put this back here. Hold on, I'll return to that point. Yeah, something like this. Okay, but yeah, if I stream once a week, say I stream once a week, and I do it for all of this year, that's like, at the end of the year, that's under 100 hours of streaming. Of course, if you do that for like a few years, that will sort of add up, but that's like nothing. You know, my other goal is to animate literally because this year I want to really strive to focus on getting better animation stuff. That's my main focus for this year. And on days where I'm not working my boring real life job, I literally try to animate for at least 4 hours a day. So if you compare the commitment between those two things, there's quite the difference. If I actually do animate for 4 hours a day for a year, this is how I think about everything, by the way. This is how my brain works. Hey Google, what's 4 times 365? That's 1,460 hours of experience animating. Shut up, Google. That's over 1,000 hours of experience animating, compared to less than 100 of streaming, despite the fact that I want to get good at streaming pretty close to as much as I want to get good at animating. Not that far off, you know? So I'm trying to explore, okay, how can I actually do the streaming thing more often and less of the thumbnail making thing? Because that's like half of what I'm going to be doing in college anyway. It's going to help me make better thumbnails. Those are transferable skills. Okay, let's turn this. What is my boring real life job? I don't want to get too specific because I like separating such things, but it's a production job. Basically, you produce X number of widgets an hour, and then they give you a paycheck. It's very good. I don't want to poo-poo on it. It's an excellent job because I can listen to whatever the hell I want for if we're doing overtime, like 9 hours a day. As I've delved into like learning Japanese stuff, there's days where I'm doing my job, which is usually just completely on autopilot, and listening to like because like what I really like right now is Pimsleur. They're just an audio-based language learning program, and really you can just listen to anything in Japanese. It'll help you at some level. So I usually do both, and I can literally listen to that stuff for like over 10 hours a day sometimes. So I've gotten really good at acquiring the fundamentals of that language really quickly, because I can listen to it for over 10 hours a day sometimes because of my job totally allows me to. But yeah, I'm not usually able to fit in 4 hours of animation when I'm actually having a work day. But the plan is to get it minimum of like 1.5. Time, you can put time into something and still get a This is very different than what I was expecting. I kind of like it. Whatever, we're gonna make it look actually like the thumbnail. Our reference here. Because like time is one thing, everyone can. By the way, did you guys know this is what her butt looks like? I was shocked when I saw this. It's like, whoa, okay. So I did not know that was part of the character design. Because when you're building a skill, you can put in all the time in the world, but that doesn't really matter if you're like completely, if you're running on 3 hours of sleep and you're checking Facebook every 3 minutes. Having actual, if I put in 15 minutes of animation practice a day, but it's really focused, it's super focused, I know exactly what I want to learn that day. I'm doing it with no distractions whatsoever. That's better than getting 2 hours of practice in where I'm listening to music, I'm checking notifications on Discord every 2 seconds. I don't know, that's just how I think about it anyway. I could talk about that kind of stuff all day. What do I study in college? I'm doing an animation program in college, which means, which is not literally just like what, when they say animation, they just mean, like the field of animation, including concept art, actual 3D animation, modeling, etc. That's what I'm studying in college at the moment. Basically, think about the way they tailor their program is like towards video games. So think about, if you think about the jobs that a video game would traditionally need, like concept artists, animators, basically all of the art side of making a video game. Nothing like you're not going to learn game design or anything like that in this program, but you're going to learn how to design things, how to, like studying the human figure a little bit of sculpting, not nearly as much as I prefer, unfortunately, but there you go. Watch where you're putting that tail. Oh my god, I added a little bit of tail animation to the animation, and that's one of the things I'm most proud of about the animation is the little tail wags that Krone does throughout the video. It adds so much. It's so cute. I did a little bit for Okayu too. I literally googled what dog tail wagging, what their motions mean. So it's like when she's like a little bit more serious and she's like dropping a hot beat, I have it so that her tail is like more upward because that means a dog is alert. Whereas if a dog is just happy and she's like doing something a little bit more normal and she's a little bit more low energy, I'll have her tail in the animation. And you can watch this for yourself when the video comes out. I'll have her tail more like this because when a dog's happy, it's like either neutral or slightly raised. And they got a little bit of this going on. That was so much fun. Not a furry, by the way. Totally not a furry. Guys, if you like Krone, does that mean you're a furry? Post your thought in the comments below. So more like game production or something similar? Yeah, I guess so. There are some local studios in my area. Nothing huge. I don't live in California. But there are some, and that's what they tailor their program toward. They have constant communications with them. Somewhat constant communication, not wonderful communications with them. But they have it. They do have some. Let's see here. Rotate our head a little bit more. This. But yeah, I really do enjoy college. It's extremely, so far, it is stressful, but I'm noticing, like, I was so looking forward to the break so I could finally make stuff like this. I could finally make some YouTube videos, which what I really want to do, because when you're going to college, the thing about that is, unless you have like the most perfect program on planet Earth, you're going to be at some point of time making something I'm just talking about art programs here for colleges. At some point in time, you're going to be making something you never ever would be interested in making on your own. And you just gotta power through it, really. It's not like you're not learning useful things, of course, but that's what you're looking forward to doing when break finally comes, is using what you just learned. For me anyway, it was using what I just learned to making a video, to making not just videos, just making the things I actually wanted to make, basically. Let's see here. The original thumbnail, this is really pushed. She is like breaking her poor spine in half. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. Maybe not. She has her arm raised like this. You ever heard of the 10,000 by Malcolm Gladwell's book Outliers? So the idea is it takes 10,000 hours intense practice to achieve mastery of complex skills. Yes! I'm very, very glad you brought that up, because that is basically the inspiration for my goals here that have been coming up into my like New Year's resolutions, basically. That's what of course it's not perfect, and the whole idea behind its imperfections is kind of what stopped me from pursuing it further. But really, I think it's a great starting point to be thinking about your goals around. So if mastery of any topic takes 10,000 hours of practice, and practicing that, what did we just figure out, is like 4 hours a day for every day for a year, that's going to be over 1,000 hours. So basically, to master any field, it will take like 3 hours a day of practice for a year, for 10 years. I think that's a good way to think about it, because I don't know. I just kind of admit with drawing and stuff, I always thought about, okay, you got to put in your time every day. That's super important, being consistent. And it is. It's super, super important being consistent. But you can be consistent all you want, but if you're only putting in 15 minutes a day compared to the guy who's putting in 3 hours a day, who do you think is going to get where they want to be going faster? And yes, practicing is more about the time you put in, like I just said. But because I think the whole premise behind Malcolm Gladwell's, I think the reason the 10,000 hour rule exists is because he actually did a study, and this might be slightly incorrect, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty close. He did a study of like high performers and what the habits they did, like people that are excellent in their field, people like I think it was violinists that are just total masters of their craft, and compared to people that were just like pretty good at it. What he found was that all of them basically had put in 10,000 hours of practice before they became like masters of their craft, and they got that practice by doing like 3 hours of practice every day. And that's kind of, I think that applies to like any skill you're building or want to acquire, really. Oh man, I am in full rant mode. I like it though, it's fun. Murica and Doful can take you to the very thin line from being non-furry to one of them. I'm Googling this. You can't stop me. Who is this? Ah, they're an artist. Okay. I don't know if I've heard of this person. I might have seen their work and I just don't know. Is 2D is quite the struggle. 3D? Yeah, it's difficult because I love 2D to death. Drawings are like my favorite thing in the world, but it is a lot easier to just get something on paper, for me, in 3D. Get an idea out there. If I find it a lot. Where the hell is my... There it is. Let's put this up like this. If I didn't find it so difficult and stressful, I would be a person that like draws all day, but it's not. It's very hard for me. It does not come naturally to me whatsoever. It's totally a struggle. And of course, a lot of the reason why you have like these young people that are so good at drawing is because they started at a very, very young age. So they do have that practice, and they do have like, I don't know, 5,000 hours of practice. Who knows? Either because from an early age they were getting praise from others for it, or they've just naturally like doing it and are naturally... Some people, man, they're just... not a super huge subscriber to the idea of talent, more or less. But I would be a fool to say that it doesn't exist. There are absolutely people that are much, much better at doing certain things despite having zero practice in doing them than others. That's just how it works. That doesn't necessarily need to be a bad thing, really. If you have like the perfect physique for a swimmer, for being a swimmer, then be a swimmer. If you have the perfect physique for being a football player, you know, it's not like it has to be a bad thing, like a deterministic bad thing necessarily. You can think of it as, oh, now I know what I should be doing because this is what I get praised for. This is what I enjoy doing. This is what other people say I'm good at. Because like the 4 things, it's like, okay, what do I like doing? What can I get paid for? What do other people say I'm good at? And what do other people need? Like, if you can find something that answers all those questions, you've got yourself a pretty nice... Man, I keep on playing with this. I kind of like it like this. You can get yourself a job that doesn't feel like a job. Maybe. You gotta try it. Because I've seen this belief come up recently a little bit, where it's like, yeah, but if you get a quote-unquote real job, not a real job, but a job professionally doing what you love doing, for example, 3D animation, you're going to not like 3D animation, it'll become work to you. But I don't super subscribe to that belief, because a lot of the people who say that have not personally had a job doing that, doing the thing that they're so passionate about in the first place. So if you're gonna have that opinion, you should probably try actually doing it before that you make it. You believe that so strongly, because it might not be the case. You might find a job that you do professionally, and it doesn't feel like a total slog. It doesn't feel like work. I don't know. I'm just going off. That's interesting to hear. I figured 3D could be easier because you can move a model around. Yeah, it's certainly, I don't know. It depends. It's saying it's easier. Yes, it is easier. but there's a ton of limitations. There's so many. There's a reason why when they have the option, not everyone... Sorry, let me look at my reference here. Yeah, these tails are really throwing me off. They should be closer. The tails are like getting in the way. They can kind of be overlapping like this. That's not a horrible idea. Anyway, 3D, yes, it is easier, but it's kind of comparing apples to oranges. You're getting a very, 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 very different result in 3D. Like if we're just talking about animation right now, 2D animation compared to 3D, you're getting a very different result compared to that of 2D. You're not just gaining, because it is amazing to just take your camera out, go right here, see what this looks like from this angle, and then go work from there. You can't do that in 2D. That takes a lot longer. But it might not necessarily be as good looking because you're not designing literally every single line. It might be tedious, 2D is, and hard, but you can often get a lot more appealing of a result because you're designing every single aspect of that image. Talent exists, but all it means is that you have an easier time getting it started. Yes, I agree with that. Hello, the hot icicle. Okay, I'm kind of just fiddling here. All right, let's go. Let's take a step back. See what we got right now. We got this one. We got this one. We got this one. Let's name them A, B, C, D. Nope, that doesn't count. D and E. I'm still leaning on this one. Personally. This is fun. But I think I like this one. Hello, Frambo. What's up? We got all the dog and cat women, all two of them. Yeah. All right. I think we're gonna, for now, we're gonna try rolling with this one. Let's try rendering this out. And I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna go to this screen because I don't know what horrible folder it's going to do by default here while I export this poster. Go to poster. Let's go to 1080p. Let's export it to this part of my hard drive. Yeah, 1080p, TGA, that's fine. We can show this. I like Okakoro for the win. Oh, I've never heard that. That's adorable. Good evening, Frambo. It is not evening here. It is currently 12:14 in my time zone. What time is it in your guys' time zones? I'm glad the majority seem to like B the most, because that's when I like the most. For sure. Man, I was not expecting that. Okay. Let's go back to this away screen. I don't know what. Let's just import into Photoshop. So let's go to this folder. Oopsie. Filmmaker renders. Oh my god. These are so bad. Hey, let's show this. Let's show this on stream. There's nothing too horribly embarrassing in here, is there? Let's see. I've decided there isn't. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can show this. So, these are some of the first. Oh, it's gonna be lame. Here's some of the first renders I ever made in SFM. This one is on DeviantArt still. I don't like it at all, but other people seem to. We got this one, which is not good, in case you're wondering. Ugh. This was one of my first ones, actually, I think. I was proud of it at the time. I'm not a... I think it was. It's so old. What is the time and date on this one? Oh my god, these are all years old at this point. What is the time and date here? Oh, diner scene. This is from 2015. It was created. 2015. Sorry, this is a total tangent, but I like doing this stuff. So I remember I wanted to draw this, so I just made a render of it. I put some guidelines in so I could draw it easier. This is another really old one. You see how her like ponytail, I resized it and it completely got messed up because if you render an SFM poster like this, it doesn't know how to deal with scaling. That one's fine. This isn't. Ugh, that sucks. Okay. This is okay. I wanted this for drawing reasons. I remember that too. This is a really old one. This is one of my first ones. Yikes. This one's great. It's perfect. This sucks. I like this one. This is cute. I like this one. I like how the fat engineer cop is like struggling to find bullets. There's like a story going on here. This is fun. I like that. This sucks. It sucks. This sucks. This is pretty good. This is another really old one, I believe. Kinda, if you squint your eyes, it looks like Overwatch, the game. This doesn't make, what? She's like winding up for an attack, like in the middle of the sky, despite the fact that she's already like getting knocked backward. That doesn't make any sense. This is some strange posing. This isn't like bad. It's just, it's weird. I like this one. We got Macho Man Heavy. I actually have this exact loadout in TF2 and I still use it to this day. So good. Hell yeah. It's pretty good. That sucks. I remember I definitely use this for reference for drawing, for making a drawing, because I have that drawing lying around still. And there's the last one. There you go. There's our little distraction. Now let me get this real one into Photoshop. Okay. Here we go. We're in. We've hacked the matrix. 1:15 a.m.? Oh my god. 18:15? That's not how time works. I'm kidding. That was a joke. It was a joke. 1:15 is so late. Go to bed, dude. 7 p.m. here. Wow. Your guys' times are way off of mine. Yeah, that's a lot of Astolfo when I check the DeviantArt. It is. I do not like those old Astolfo ones anymore at all. I wish I did. Okay. Pelvic slam. Thank you, Pedro. Need some. So, we have our photo in here, obviously. Should I lug my drawing tablet over here? I thought it would be so important to get a tablet with a screen on it. Get a big tablet. Make sure there's a screen on it. Get a Cintiq 16. I never, ever look at this screen. I always just look at my monitor. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this kind of works. With that rap dog looking good. Thank you. Okay. So, we need to remove all this white stuff. Ah, I just remembered something. There's a way to do this perfectly. Let's see if we can do it. In SFM, to make something transparent, it's a giant pain in the butt. It's not like Blender where you can just not have anything in the background, it'll automatically be transparent. There's no way to make an actual transparent render other than copying and pasting your background. Actually, no, you don't need to do that. If you have a white background, all you need to do, I think, let's see, I think we can just turn on No, we can't. Set to default. Oh, I know what we can do. I know what we can do. Okay. I think if we go to a map, to make a perfectly transparent image, the best way to do it is to make a render where the pixels are perfectly, hold on, I have to disable lighting here and make sure this is in the map. Basically, you have to make it so the pixels are perfectly white or perfectly black with no in between. So Photoshop doesn't give you some ghosting and stuff. To do that, I think this will work. Here we go. So, we lower tone. I don't think this map actually has... This map has lighting! Why is it called no light? This map sucks. No light. Of course, no light. Try this. Now, please work. Please work. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Now, we just have to move these out of the way. Come on. There we go. Okay. This is what we want. Exactly what we want. Literally, export this. Just name it black and white. Poster. Doesn't matter. Now Photoshop will like us. Supposedly. I'm surprised that Photoshop has oh wait, automatically tabbed back here. That's weird. Hold on. Need some water. Like in our, let's just go here again, just in case. In our like actual college level class on using Photoshop, our instructor for like most of the cutting we did in Photoshop to like remove white from an image that isn't transparent, for example. A lot of what he recommended is literally using the polyline tool and just going zooming in and basically going pixel by pixel to remove the white pixels. I'm shocked that there's not like a way yet to do that automatically that works. Well, of course there is. There's the magic wand tool. There are ways of doing that to some degree or another. But I'm surprised that, oh, it's so loud. I was very surprised when that was like the official way recommended to do it. That seems so slow and so inefficient to me. Sorry, I need to get back to this folder. There we go. Go to Photoshop. There we go. Add this as an additional layer. There. Perfect. Beautiful. Now, as you can see, every single pixel that we want black is black. Let's turn off the guides. Is black, and every single pixel that we want is white to be white is white. Now we go to select. Whoa. Is that one? Oh, I have to rasterize. Classic mistake. Classic. Select. Color range. White. Don't know why I had to think about that. Let's make it so it's pretty sharp. Delete. Now we can see, if we disable all of these, that this is perfectly transparent. But we don't want this to be transparent. We want this to be transparent. So we delete here. Oh, here. And perfect. Every single pixel is perfectly transparent. No white ghosting whatsoever. There's some clipping and stuff that I probably should have fixed. That's fine. We're just doing a first iteration here. Now we can put whatever the heck background we want in here. So I learned that trick from like an SFM guide a long time ago. I'm glad I just remembered. So this is kind of a little bit KDA-esque. This is a lot more KDA-esque than it is Rap God-esque, so we should probably do a background that is more KDA-esque than Rap Dog-esque. And I'm thinking this one right here, I like the background here. Maybe that we should copy something similar to that. We can do that with gradients, maybe, or that would be very, very simple to do. So I think that would be a good place to start. Let's try, go back to here. Let's just try a simple gradient, I think. So I don't use this tool like ever. we're about to see exactly how good at Photoshop I am, which is Bill. That's not it. It's over here somewhere. There it is, gradient tool, first try. Okay. Now we don't want those colors. We want something like this. So we'd probably want a deep pink that goes out to a deep purple, or like a bright pink rather. So we'll select this, go to like here or something ish, right here. Have a lovely annoying Windows sound like that. That's not quite right. And really, I could just put this in Photoshop and color pick, but that's no fun. I don't like doing that. Maybe it should be a little bit more like this. Like this, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now let's see what that looks like. That is the literal. That does not look right. That is not correct. It's going into black. Okay, so what? It's not really saturated like this. It's going into a black. It's coming from here, and then it's going into a black. I think I'm just literally gonna put this to be. Yeah, let's do something like this. This. Yeah, something like this. We just need a base here to get started with. And we can literally just get a soft brush, I believe. Yeah, okay. Now, the painting. Ugh, I hate the default in Photoshop. It's so gross. It's something like that. This is definitely going to need some workshopping. There is a lot of, there's more like a bright spot in the corner here. Yeah, this is looking a little bit rough. Let's see if we can, you know what? Let's import, hold on a minute, Chotomata minute. We can import something like this. And I'm probably just gonna leave this here for now, for the time being. This is pretty darn close. I'll probably just play with this on in my own time. Get it exactly how I want it. So let's go to our layers again here. God, I hate I hate the default Photoshop stuff. I need to fix this next time around. This sucks. Yeah, I'm liking how this looks a lot better, like right off the bat. So maybe I should just do something a little bit more Rap God-esque, where there's lines converging like this. We could actually, that might be fun. Let's take this and perspective transform it. Hey, Night Shadow, what's up? Okay, yeah. Because if we look at the Rap God one here, there's kind of like converging lines. I think in the video it's like a you're basically looking inside of a cube that's rotating. Like right here, you can see in this one right here, you can see that there's multiple sides and they're like different colors. I think they're also changing colors throughout the whole video. That's completely irrelevant right now. But basically, I think if we take some of these color them so that they're colored like this and have them perspective transform in a certain direction, we can get something pretty similar pretty easily. And maybe we can even do this amazing rim light effect around them like pretty easily as well. So we're getting the pose of the pop star thumbnail, but we're remixing it and we're adding the background of the rap god thumbnail. That sounds like fun to me. I like this idea. Let's try that. Yeah, it's become a magic illusion. Top 10 picks you won't believe until you see. Top 10 most amazing illusions. Okay. So let's bring my reference up again on my other monitor so I can see what I'm doing. Maybe. No, let's not do that. No. Yeah. See how, and before I do any of this, I'm gonna make some copies of this just to save me some time. So then I will perspective transform this again. Hide these because that'll be super confusing. Oh, I cancel that every time. Thank you, Photoshop. So grab this and make it basically like the plane of the cube we're seeing in the thumbnail. I don't know if this tool's super ideal, because you can see that we're getting some strange things happening here. It might even be easiest to just recreate the cube in like actual 3D. But it also might not be. Yeah, we want this bigger on this side. And it does not need to be perfectly like, here we go, there we go. It doesn't need to be perfectly like the original thumbnail. That's not what I'm going for here. Yeah, okay, I'm liking that. So let's grab this one, put it on top. No, we don't have to put it on top. Then perspective transform. Like this. And now we want it to be this side of the cube, so this side, this side, this side. Stretch this out maybe. Not this much, of course. Pull this forward. I love this tool, by the way. It's so cool. There's a lot of exploration of this in my like drawing class we had in college. This very tool, because it's very handy for doing things like because sometimes I think like if you want to do a 3-point perspective drawing, it's actually a lot faster to just do a 2-point perspective drawing sometimes, not always, but it's a lot faster to do a 2-point perspective drawing and then just transform the perspective into a 3-point perspective drawing using this very tool. There's a lot of really cool stuff like that that they talk about generally. This is not how the original looks, but I kind of like this, so maybe we'll go with something like this. The original is more like this. Maybe I should rotate this a little bit, tighten it up. We can just repeat it if we want it to be longer. It's not really a problem. I'm totally fiddling here. Let's just do that for now, because it looks kind of interesting. Maybe we're not going to do the whole actual being a cube thing. This looks kind of fun. I like this. It looks like a weird concept art or something. Or like a concept album cover, rather. And we are getting some low res causing issues. Maybe we can do something like this. But really, I just want to get the idea in here and see how it's looking. Because we don't want these to be uncolored. We want each of these to be a different color. So, to do that, I think the easiest way would literally just be selecting, not doing this. Oh, Photoshop. Selecting color range, going to black, like this, like that. Delete, 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 and we can actually do all of them at once here. Like that. Then, yeah, let's do that for the time being. Enable the background. Then, simply doing a color overlay. Like this. Again, I am not a Photoshop expert here. There's probably a million better ways to do this. And in the original here, you might think that this is like a black, but it's actually a very, very deep blue. And I think it's actually a slight gradient, like behind these lines right here. You can see like it's like zoom in here. Oh, we can't really. Oh, you can kind of see here. It's more like a deep blue, not really a black. Oh, look at this. It's like the Japan flag. Let's do this. Let's get my gosh dang reference where it should be. It's not that saturated, I don't think. This might be one of those times where color picking wouldn't be a horrible idea. Like this. We're just getting the idea in. Oh god, please stop. I'm so sorry. It's so loud. Get this in. Make this one. And again, we don't have to copy our reference one-to-one here. It's just serving as a jumping off point. Kind of like how that looks. I like how that looks too. I think this will look very nice if we get a gradient going behind it. Let's try it. Let's try doing what the original does here with the green. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's kind of fun. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Okay. One right here. Color overlay. This one we'll do red. Just experimenting here. I kind of like that. Okay, this is good enough for now. Kind of looks a little strange right now. I'd probably change the green to be something else. Maybe. It's definitely, I am no color expert. And I always find that when I experiment more rather than less with colors, I end up happier with the final result. So let's grab our gradient tool again. And then on an empty layer, let's try doing something like this. And then just coloring it. Saturated deeper blue. Something like that, maybe. Bring down the darkness a lot. There we go. That's a lot now. Now these two. Oh god. I don't know why that's so big. That totally is hogging the screen now. Let's just turn that off. I know how to use OBS. Are you kidding me? Why is it doing that? Whatever, I can just close it. There we go. Now this is looking a lot more like the actual thumbnail here. For sure. I'm liking this. Maybe something like this. We are getting some banding, I think, but it's a YouTube thumbnail. I don't think we have to worry about that too much. So yeah. Something like this. And I like to zoom out. See how we're looking. Because that's how you're actually going to see a thumbnail. That's weird. If you look at this tiny, it looks like there's like a Photoshop bug or an optical illusion. Does anyone see that? It looks like there's red here. Like right here, there's like red pixels, but when you zoom in, they go away. That is really odd. I wonder if that's an optical illusion. I think that's a Photoshop bug. That's really weird. That is super strange. Okay, weird. Because yeah, it actually is. Yeah, I think that's a Photoshop bug. I don't think that's an optical illusion. And you see if we rotate this a little bit, because of how I cut it, we can actually get really nice looking outlines around our characters here. That like make them stand out a little bit more. Like that. Of course, that's introducing some problems over here, but this part shouldn't exist anyway. We're gonna click on all this, delete it. Yeah, something like that. And delete the this part as well. Oh, thank you, loud Windows sound. I don't appreciate it. Interesting. Okay. It's always good to mess with your layers a little bit and just see, hey, what if I do this? Okay. Sometimes I like to just do this, take my main art and say, oh, what if we put these crazy effects on it? And it's so fast and easy to do this in Photoshop, you may as well. Yeah, there's some fun effects going on there. That one's fun. I like luminosity. That's cool too, kind of. Hologram going on. Yeah, nothing's super sticking out to me. And maybe instead of cutting out our character like that, it probably would have been a better idea just to, this is what I do in a lot of the posters, is just duplicate this layer, move it slightly to the side, maybe slightly up as well. I'm sure this is a very common trick, but this is what I do. Then just Control U to go to hue and saturation, and then just turn it to either bright white or bright black. It doesn't really matter, because when you do that, actually before you didn't even need to make it a bright white or bright black, because you can immediately do a color overlay, have it be whatever color you want. Very nice for thumbnails. Something like this. I'm definitely going to play with this a little bit more. Another thing I always like to do is just grabbing this. Something I sometimes I go to image adjustments and just do autotone, or image autotone rather. I don't like how that looks. Never mind. Auto contrast. Yeah, that's good. I kind of like that. But I always like to mess with my, just go to saturation lightness and see, okay, what if we do this? What if we make it more saturated, more like this? It's looking kind of strange in this case, actually, no matter what way we pull it. Back on that saturation a little bit. Might just leave it. Might just leave it. Kind of doodling here. Okay. I think this is a great place to end it here. I think that this is a very good starting point for the thumbnail here. I think it needs some more work. It's probably going to end up actually looking a lot more like our reference photo here. I think that the lines could be a little bit more, and maybe not. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is one of those things I definitely need to take a break on and just stew on. Probably view it small, more like this. That's how you're actually going to be seeing a YouTube thumbnail. So, thank you guys so much for stopping by. This stream ended up being a lot longer than I expected, but it was super awesome. It was super cool to see everyone hop on in. It was a super interesting conversation as well. I really liked talking about skill building stuff. I could talk about that all day. Maybe a different outline color. I definitely will probably do a different outline color. There's so many things I want to play with here. Maybe I'll just do, yeah, I can't do it from here because that's from the layers color overlay. But that's fine. Destroy the RGB channels, yes. Thank you, Choco. I hope that's how you pronounce your last name. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. This was super fun. Hopefully, we'll be able to do another one soon here. I might start doing stuff on Twitch, but I'll totally give you guys the heads up. That's not something I'm gonna keep a secret. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Have a fantastic day. And yes, the video will be coming out very, very soon. So look forward to it, and please share the crap out of it when it does come out. I might actually premiere it live. Maybe You know what? I'm probably not going to do that, so I'm not going to say that. But yes, thank you everyone. Take care. Goodbye.